what's up? My name is Michaela and welcome to my channel, Kayla Namika. If you guys enjoy watching lifestyle videos, hair videos, and coming soon college videos as well, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you guys how I got into the illustrious North Carolina A&T University. I just have a lot of information that I want to tell you guys. It's a lot of stuff that I wish somebody would have told me, and things are different, especially because of COVID and the way that the colleges are operating and schools are operating. Things have been a lot different for everybody, so I'm here to give you guys my advice and how I got into North Carolina A&T and how I also got a scholarship to North Carolina A&T. So let's get right into the video. So first we're gonna get into the GPA and then the SAT. So my GPA when I applied to North Carolina A&T was a 4.18 and my unweighted was a 3.7. And if y'all see me looking down, I have these notes. So the average GPA for North Carolina A&T is a 3.62. So with that being said, I would aim to have a GPA around the 3.62. For one, the classes that I took, I always took honors and AP classes and dual enrollment classes. My freshman and my sophomore year, I did all honors. Junior years, when I started taking AP classes, I took 3 AP classes: AP Human Geography, AP World History, and AP Earth and Environmental. I passed all those classes with an A or a B. That was a big GPA booster for me. This year, I'm taking AP Statistics. The first semester of my senior year, I took psychology, and now I'm taking biology at my local community college. I would encourage taking more dual enrollment classes, because if you take a dual enrollment class and you get a C, you'll still get the credit. If you take a AP class and you fail the end of the year exam, you're not gonna get that credit. So dual enrollment, I feel like, is smarter, and the classes really aren't that different from high school classes. You just have to make sure that you keep up with your work. As far as my SAT, yeah, I got a 1060. The average for North Carolina A&T is a 1030, but to me a 1060 is low. If I had studied, I did not study as hard as I should have studied. I was kind of playing around with it, and I was like, it's COVID, they ain't gonna do the SAT. So I really should have been studying my junior year. I should have took the PSAT seriously, this ACT seriously. I should have took all that seriously, but I did not. So I got a 1060. I know I could have did better, but I didn't study as hard. So they didn't require the SAT for class of 2021 because of COVID. I would suggest taking the SAT regardless if they require it or not, just because they say that it doesn't make a difference, but in our reality, you're competing with other students who all have different credentials, who have good credentials. Your SAT is gonna help, make that difference with you. If you're competing with the next person and y'all both have a 3.0 and y'all both were in a pretty good amount of clubs, what's gonna make that difference? The SAT. So I would say to take the SAT or the ACT or both. They have cards online, they have flashcards on Amazon, they have the practice book on Amazon and on Khan Academy for the SAT, I know, and on College Board. They all have practices, so I would definitely say to take the SAT, take it seriously. If it's optional, you obviously don't have to, but that's what's gonna make the difference between you and the next student. So next we're gonna get into my extracurriculars and community service. I cheered for 3 years. I was in Black Student Union for 3 years. I did the psychology club. I did student council. And I was in this little church group at school, so I did a lot of stuff. I had a lot of stuff to include on my resume. Colleges look for leadership positions. Become the president or the secretary of a club at least, a treasurer, a representative, something. do something, like try to gain some type of position, because colleges like to see that you're a leader and that you have experience being in a certain position. So I'm gonna get into teacher recommendations later, but joining clubs can also make you familiar with different teachers, and you're gonna need teachers for teacher recommendations. So also keep a track of all the clubs that you're in, all the leadership positions that you have, and all the community service that you did. The third topic that I'm gonna get into is your resume. Your resume is a part of the reason why I say keep a track of your clubs and your community service, because that's how you're gonna make your resume. They require you to insert a resume through the Common App. And if I'm able to, I will insert a picture of my resume or somebody else's, like an example of how a resume should look. But your resume is very important. So if you are a junior or a sophomore, or you're getting ready to apply to a college, definitely go ahead and start listing the clubs and the community service and the jobs that you've had, because they want to see what have you done, what can you bring to this college. And that's why I say your GPA isn't everything. They don't want just somebody with a 4.0 GPA, but can you be a leader though? Like, what else can you bring? You can't be just smart. The fourth thing is the essay. So North Carolina A&T didn't require an essay, but I still did one, because like I said before with the SAT, the more that you give, the more of a difference that you're making between yourself and other students. They have different like topics that you can choose from on the Common App. So the topic that I wrote my essay on is some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their app would be incomplete without it. When you're writing your essays for college, you have to make it interesting. It has to be very good quality. I'm not gonna lie, in high school I was kind of used to never writing papers, or if I had to, just kind of typing something up. College admission people are reading this, so put yourself in their position. You don't want to read nothing boring. You don't want to read something that everybody else wrote. You want to read something interesting. In essays, they look for people who have a passion or a story. So whatever you do, if you play the guitar, if you've been playing the guitar since you was 3, if you a football player, if you like art, if you like film, write about something that you're passionate about, or make sure that you have a story. You know, it has to be something real. And that's why I hate writing essays, but the essay that I wrote, it wasn't as hard as it would usually be, because I was passionate about everything that I wrote. It was real, I was truthful, and I was honest, and I felt everything that I wrote in the essay. Because I've been cheering since I was 3 years old. I cheered in elementary school, middle school, and high school, and I've learned a lot from cheer. I've learned a lot from cheer. Cheer is my life. I would never cheer again, but I've learned so much from it. So I started mine off by telling a story. I'm gonna read y'all the first little part of my essay. Pay attention, pay attention. I barely could breathe. I had never been more nervous in my life, nor had I performed in such a huge auditorium. And that's just a little piece of what I wrote, but I started it off kind of dramatic, like, you know, you gotta reel the people in. If you do decide to write an essay, I don't know if they'll make it optional for class of 2022, but make it something that you're passionate about. Make it interesting. Have people read over your essay. I have had so many people to read over my essay. My mom, I've had some of my friends to read over my essay. And then my last topic that I was gonna talk about was teacher recommendations. It's very important to make good connections with your teachers. Have backup teachers just in case, because y'all, the beginning of the year, woo! I reached out to the teacher a month before. I said, can I have a recommendation, please? Like, here are my credentials. I gave them my resume. A month went by. I checked in like twice, like, are we still good? Are we still good? The day of, they don't have my teacher recommendation. And I didn't have a backup. So thank God it was just really for a scholarship. So I really wanted to apply to that scholarship, but it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't a school, but have backup teachers just in case a teacher does that, because I've had 2 teachers do that to me. The day of or a couple days before, I check in with them and they don't respond, they never send it to me, whatever. So just make sure that you have backup teachers just in case. And lastly, scholarships. So as far as scholarships, I received a $28,000 scholarship to North Carolina A&T, and I also received a $7,000 scholarship that's renewable in the fall and the spring of every year, as long as I keep up with certain credentials like a 3.5 GPA, 30 credit hours, stuff like that. So anyways, I got those scholarships just by, like, they just offered that scholarship to me. So I can't even tell y'all like an application process or things that I did to get it other than what I did in high school. So take your notes, write it down. When you apply to North Carolina A&T, apply early. I think that applying earlier is better, especially if you're looking for financial awards, grants, scholarships, because scholarships don't wait on nobody. They're gonna give the money to the next man. This year has been different for everybody though, so I don't know how things will be next year for the next class, but just be proactive. That's what I've definitely learned. So yeah, that was pretty much it. That's all the advice that I have on how to get into North Carolina A&T and how to get your scholarships. Y'all, I graduate in 39 days. Yo, girl, I really graduate in 39 days. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. There will definitely be graduation videos, college videos, and all of that good stuff coming soon, so be on the lookout. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel, and I will see y'all in the next video.